Hi, I'm Netta Spencer, and I'm in Toronto and about to have a really thrilling adventure because I have never been to Africa in my whole life, and now I'm going to get there vicariously. I'm going to be interviewing and having a conversation with Joseph Cimpaye, who is in Burundi, and he is a Protestant minister, as I understand it, who does a lot of development work. And I have been recently told that the most effective people doing development work in Africa are the ministers, the people, the religious leaders, as well as chieftains, sometimes she says. So I'm well informed about the importance of your role, Joseph. So how are you, Joseph? Reverend Joseph Cimpaye.
Yes. Yes.
Good. So you're with us.
And I'm fine and I'm doing well. As you said, my name is Reverend Joseph Cimpaye.
You're doing well.
And I'm based in Finland, but operating some project community development in East Africa, in Burundi and Tanzania. We just working with local community development in different sectors. Also, we work with the youth, universities and the colleges through computer science technology, which at the moment we have not yet got a sponsor or investors in that sector. We also do our best to train the local churches leaders from different denominations, churches, ministries, and we have about more than 31 churches denomination which are grouped in alliance, and more than 1,600 people who are joined. So now I just traveled from Finland to East Africa and Burundi. Now I based in one city called Ngozi, the third city of the country. Burundi has 12 million of population, and this city has around 465,000 population.
What is the biggest city?
Now,
what is the largest city in Burundi?
Sorry?
What is that largest city in Burundi?
The largest city is in Bujumbura. Bujumbura was the capital city, but from last year, Gitega has become a political city, which has more than 650,000 population. Now, the largest city is Bujumbura, which has 1,675,000. And Gitega has, yes, Gitega has more than 650,000 population. And Ngozi is the third, where I am now.
Okay.
Yes.
And you are broadcasting from where? Are you in a church, or what is the building you're in?
I am in the hotel.
A hotel. Oh yeah. Okay. Good.
Yes.
Okay. I like to know where you are. And now, okay. So you are kind of an organizer of Protestant churches, or maybe you're more than Protestant, but they're all Christian churches. Is that right? Doing projects that have to do with economic and social development, right?
Yes, yes, we do that. And we are concentrating, as I said, on youth, women, and girls. And also, we do try to do our best to reach the unreached people who are in the local villages and the centers where other ministers or other sponsors are not yet reached. Yes.
Okay, now that's all we want to unpack all that and see the details about what you're doing. Now, you say you're working with young people at university students. Is that the group that you also are reaching? And you're doing some kind of new technology. Please explain a little more about that.
Yeah, we do that, but sometimes we failed. We failed because the group of investors and the donors who were working with us, the contract has been ended by 2018. Now we are just looking for the new supporters or investors who would be interested to invest or to work with us in this kind of different project sectors which we are operating.
So what kind of technology are you trying to develop there with the young people?
There is actually Burundi is in backward in the computer science technology. There are some colleges, universities who don't have even one computer. There are also, yes, that is true. There are also the district who has the hospital, who has the secondary schools, who just don't have even one machine. So which means the students are only studying the technology theoretically, not practical. So as you know,
well, that's pretty useless.
Yeah,
that's kind of useless, isn't it? To have a theoretical knowledge of computers is, if not only useless, but it would be extremely boring. Who would want to read a thing like that?
Yeah, it is amazing. But of course, in the big cities, there are some universities who has, but other cities, they don't have even one. They in the hospitals, in the center, in the small towns, they don't have. As you know, the world of today is leading by technology. That is why we are just looking for supporters who can even invest in this kind of sector, and also in the agriculture farm, agriculture farm sector, because among the Burundian, which are now 12 million, 86% are depending on agriculture and farming. So, which means we have a great request, a great needs of how we can succeed just to help them to reach their goal so that they can get enough food and drink, or also in other way is to fight against hunger and ignorance.
I believe you. You say 86% of the population depends on agriculture. Is that what you said?
Yeah, 86%. They are depending on agriculture and farm.
Wow. Well, I mean, in a way, we all depend on agriculture because that's where we get all our food. But we don't have that many farmers doing the work. And I guess now, what kind of technology do the farmers in Burundi use? Do they have access what do? They use a hoe and they personally go around and pull up weeds, or what kind of, um, how are you trying to help them with improve?
Yes, we are trying to help them just to build, for example, on the sector of agriculture, to cultivate in a modern system by having the trainings first, how they can know better to cultivate in the new model, because they are using the old model, which they don't, in that old model, they can't have enough food or enough success. I mean, so
okay.
in
So
that
what
way,
is but what is the old model, and what would you see as the new model?
yes, exactly. Yeah.
What is the old model? Would be hand labor, pulling
Yeah,
weeds or hoeing, using a hoe to chop plants
exactly.
down, or what?
Yeah, they are the old one. They are using the hand map, and then they are just using the seed, which are not predictable. And now, in the sector of the Minister of Agriculture and Farming, I just contacted them. We just try to work together through agronomy and try to find out the new model, just using the new system, not the old one. Because with the old one, they failed to get enough food, enough enough harvest. That is why in the local villages, you can find there are little children, conserved mothers who are just in the need of food, like in the babies, they have a lack of nutrition, they're malnutrition. So in that way, the government is interesting to have kind of people like us or other else, just to help the local communities, the local people, to train them, to show them, and to help them how they can succeed well and fight against poverty.
Do you personally go out and work with farmers yourself, or you have groups of people that go out and talk to the farmers and show them different methods of farming? What is your role?
We invite group of people from different cities, I mean different towns, small towns or villages, and those group of people has the local associations. They are different associations which are for women, widow, and for youth. Then we invite them first to meet face to face. We just offer first a training, how they can do this and do this and do this. After that, we go on the ground to see exactly what they are doing.
So you travel around and look at farms too, and see how they're actually doing it.
Yes, face to face.
And you've been trained to do agricultural trainings yourself in Finland?
Yes.
In Finland, Okay, now that's very interesting to me because now I wonder when you say the new technology, to me that's a very interesting because it's not just that there's modern technology and old technology. There are very strong differences now of ideas about how to farm in the modern way. And
Yes.
I am very interested in farming that that puts carbon back into the soil, because that is really important
Yeah.
for developing the nutrition of the food and the sustainability of the land, but also
Yeah.
reducing global warming for the whole planet. So
Exactly.
I have put on several talk shows like this, conversations with people about various kinds of ideas about regenerating agriculture using not plowing, but planting plant seeds in the soil with little drills or little holes, and then using various kinds of mulch or various kinds of um, compost tea, that sort of thing, to enrich the soil, and not pulling up not turning the soil over, but leaving the carbon in the ground. This is a very what do I want to say? The leading edge, I think, of agriculture now is to get away from industrial agriculture, where you have miles of rows and rows of farm, of plants, and where you use big, heavy with fossil fuels and compost. Well, all of those things are being introduced here, but I wonder, when you go and teach farmers in Burundi, what do you tell them to do? How do you teach them to farm?
It depends on the people because they don't have the same level of understanding. We have some kind of materials which has enough studies concerning the agriculture and farm, but how to teach, I just invite different people, different group of peoples, depending on the knowledge, depending of the knowledge levels. Yeah, so there are who has not yet attended any school. There are who has attended the primary school. There are who has just studies a secondary school. So I have to when we try to teach them, we make any different groups depending on the knowledge, so that they can better understanding. Yeah, and also
you all speak. Sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
Excuse me. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
You all speak the same language, though.
Yeah, I do.
Everybody.
I do understand about 7 languages. I do use 7 languages.
Really? Oh my goodness.
Yeah, because previously I was a East Africa representative. I have also worked in Southern Africa. And also after that, after I think 26 years ago, I moved to Finland. And it's very easily, if I have, for example, people or investors or donors who just come here, you come with the materials in English. I personally and our staff, we translate from English directly to Kirundi. yeah, or from English to French. It is very easy for me.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Now, so within Burundi, there's only one native language, Burundi, right?
There is 3 languages. There is the mother tongues. The mother tongue is Kirundi. Kirundi. That is the mother tongues, which is very useful for many, all Burundians. They do speak Kirundi. But those who had attended the school, they may know French, and also in 5 years ago, Eastern Africa community, they joined as 6
You're
countries
frozen.
together. Yeah. Then now they included English now, which means there is English, French, Swahili, and Kirundi.
Swahili.
But the most useful,
okay.
the most
Kirundi.
useful is Kirundi. Then when
Yes.
we get several visitors from around the world, now they are visiting Burundi too much, because the sanctions which was upon Burundi has been erased by UN Council of Security. Now, many Americans, Canadian, Russia, they are coming a lot to just to work the project in Burundi. Others are investing in minerals, in the health sector. Others, it depends on the group, on the investors or the visitors. It depends. But the main language, as you asked,
my
Kirundi.
assistant here has asked.
Sorry?
Yeah. I have an assistant who's watching this show, and he wrote me a note to ask you a question. He says,
Yeah.
your name is Joseph Cimpaye, but there
Yes.
was the first prime minister of Burundi was also Joseph Cimpaye. Were you, was he your cousin or somebody?
Yeah, the first prime minister of Burundi was also Joseph Cimpaye, but he has passed away. It was in something in the 1960 something.
He was not part of your family.
No.
No.
I don't even know him. He don't even know. No,
okay.
No.
All right. Well, we won't dwell on that, but I would like to know. Now how did you get into your current line of work? You moved to Finland. Did you go there already as a minister, a church minister? And by the way, what church are you affiliated with?
No, in Finland, when I was working in Southern Africa, I became sick, and when I became sick, I was a chronic back sickness. I had that kind of back sickness. So, and in the United Nations, in the agency where I was working, they found the special doctors in Finland who can treat me. Oh. Yeah, because I had experienced in many different works around the world. Then they said, no, Joseph, you are free and you will be transferred to Finland. And when I reached Finland, I talked to the high authorities in the agency of the United Nations. Then they said, yes, can I ask to bring my family members? They say, why not? They just brought my family, or my family are there for many years. They are citizens. They are working as Finnish people there, but I myself, I would just still continue to travel and walk around the world, especially in East Africa countries.
So you don't stick to just Burundi, you go to many countries as part of your work.
Yeah,
every day you go to a different city?
Yeah. I do in different cities.
Mm-hmm. And
Yeah.
is it always about agriculture? Oh, no, you say it's also about helping young people get the computer technology. Is that, those are two different projects that you're,
Yeah.
is it a church that you are working for? Who pays your salary?
No, they don't
Are you on
pay
the
me
staff of
anything.
a church? Somebody
No, I
pays you,
just
somebody supports you.
I just use my own support from Finland. I don't get any money here. I just work.
Okay.
I give myself to help them fighting against poverty, hunger, and ignorance in the local communities, freely, voluntarily, without paying anything.
Well, do you work with other church leaders, religious leaders?
Exactly. As I said, I just train and help the local leaders from different denominations, different churches, different ministries. Plus, the local communities
are
in
they
the
all
villages.
Christians?
Sorry?
Are these ministers all Christian, or are there some Muslims or other faiths there?
There are in Burundi, Christian is taking around 95% Christianity, which means among them, many of them are Christians, but when we are entering in the sector of development, we do also invite the Muslims as human beings together. Also, we invite also people who not belong to any church, because they are also the human being. Regardless churches, regardless culture or ethnicity.
Now, how much help do you get from the FAO, the UN's Food and Agriculture Organization? Do they support your work or give you ideas for what technologies to try to teach to the farmers, or what?
Actually, I didn't got any agents or supporter or investor or donors who are interested to help me to reach this goal. I am still using my own support, my own financial. That is why when I send a letter to you, just to have a look, I'm looking for the investors or donors, any who may be interested to join us, because we have any organization registered in the government by the law, which is reach unreached millions worldwide, as you may, as I introduced to you before.
Well, God bless you. You're doing wonderful, very, very important work. Our little show today will not reach a large audience, at least not right away, but we hope to make it something that people will tune into in various parts of the world, to watch people such as yourself talk about the way we're working to save the world from hunger, for one thing. It's very important to save the world from hunger. And it's a blessing if you can, in teaching people how to farm better, you're not only improving the production of the food, the amount and the quality and the nutritional quality of the food, but if you're also helping to save the world from climate change by keeping this more and more carbon in the soil. So those two things go together now with the new developments in agriculture. And I don't know how widely these technologies are being promoted. They're not very widespread yet, even in Canada. So I'd be surprised if they're widespread in Africa among peasant, small farmers and individual farmers. But it's we've got to spread the idea everywhere now. So bless your hearts, sir, Reverend Cimpaye. I really appreciate the wonderful work that you're doing. And let's stay in touch. You'll be part of our global town hall meetings sometimes, I'm sure, because you've already done that. You've contacted us already. And we'll be back in touch. But this is the end of our meeting today. So good wishes to you. And let's stay in touch in the future. Thank you. Okay.
Thank you very much. I appreciate for this on this audience, and I look forward to being in touch and continue to collaborate. And by grace of God, we may just find some people who can join us, who can help us to reach the goal and help those people.
I hope so. I can't promise that here because we have a very limited audience, but if everybody who is impressed by your work knows someone who might be able to help, then perhaps we can find a network of support for you one way or another. Okay, God bless you, sir. Bye.
God bless you. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.